You parent someone else's child? I met Adriana at a coffee shop 3 years ago when her son Luca was 4. He had chocolate all over his face and was standing on his chair trying to reach the sugar packets. His mom looked exhausted, apologizing to everyone around her. I walked over and helped him down, making some dumb joke about how sugar packets were like treasure for little pirates. He giggled and asked if I was a real pirate. From that moment, we clicked. Adriana and I started dating, and Luca became my little buddy. I taught him how to ride his scooter without training wheels. We had movie nights every Friday where he'd fall asleep between us during the scary parts. He called me Rico instead of Nico because he couldn't pronounce it right at first. When his bike broke, I spent 3 hours in the garage fixing it. When he had nightmares about monsters, I'd check under his bed with a flashlight. When Adriana worked late shifts at the hospital, I picked him up from school and helped with homework. For 3 years, I was basically his dad. Not legally, not biologically, but in every way that mattered. Then Adriana and I broke up. It was messy. She said she needed space to figure things out. The worst part wasn't losing her, though. It was losing Luca. One day I was picking him up from school like always, and the next day Adriana wouldn't return my calls. She blocked my number, blocked me on social media, everything. I tried showing up at their apartment once, but she threatened to call the cops. Said I had no legal right to see him. She was right. For a whole year I wondered how he was doing. Did he still sleep with that stuffed elephant I got him? Was anyone helping him with his multiplication tables? Did he ask where I went? Then last Tuesday, I got a Facebook message from someone named Janet Williams. She said she was a counselor at Luca's elementary school. My heart stopped when I read the first line. Adriana had been arrested 2 weeks ago for drug possession. Luca was in foster care, and nobody could calm him down. He kept asking for his dad, Rico. Janet said she'd gone through Adriana's old messages and found mine. She asked if I could come talk to him because he wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep, just kept crying for me. I didn't even think about it. I called in sick to work and drove 5 hours straight to the Children's Services office. When I walked in, Luca was sitting in a corner chair, staring at his hands. The moment he saw me, he ran so fast he almost tripped over his own feet. He crashed into my arms, sobbing. "Why did you leave me, Rico? Why didn't you come back?" I held him tight and told him I never wanted to leave, that I tried to come back but couldn't. He looked up at me with those big brown eyes and asked if I was going to disappear again. That night I stayed at a motel nearby. A social worker had to supervise our visit, but Luca fell asleep holding my hand. The next morning I filed paperwork for temporary custody. The judge looked at me confused and asked why I wanted to take care of a child who wasn't mine. I told her the truth. When I promised Luca I'd always be there for him, I meant it. Even if I wasn't with his mom anymore, that promise didn't expire. It took 4 months of court dates, background checks, and home visits, but they let me have him. 2 years later, Adriana got clean and wanted him back. At the final custody hearing,